Hello and thank you for watching. I'm Ashley Van Dyke with Advantage Software, and on today's video, Automatic Initial and Final Block Insertion, I'm going to show you how you can instruct your Eclipse user to automatically insert a block file at the beginning of each translation or another one at the end of each translation. Allowing Eclipse to automatically insert your initial and final block file can save you time and make sure that it's easy to identify all of your documents all of the time. To set this up, all you have to do is make sure that you have some sort of title page that you wish to come in at the beginning of every file. Now, this can be a traditional title page, or it can be any other page that you'd like every translation to begin with. And if you'd like to use the final block to bring in a block file at the end of your translation, you need to have a block file to do that as well. Once you've decided on which file you want to come in at the beginning of translation and which file you'd like to come in at the end of translation, or just one or the other, you can go to Translate Notes under Production, Translate, or press Alt-T as in Tom, or click Translate on the toolbar. Once you're here, you see in the bottom left, there's an Initial Block and a Final Block button. If I choose Initial Block, I can choose my title page, and if I choose Final Block, I can choose my certificate page, and these will automatically be included with every translation going forward. I'm going to select a file to translate, and I'm going to do this as a virtual real-time translation, but these files will be inserted anytime the name appears to the right of the button and the boxes are checked. So I'm going to do virtual translation. I'll press OK. And you see that as soon as I began translation, my title page has automatically come into my document. And as I continue to write, once I stop translation, my certificate page appears in the document as well. If I want to omit my initial or final block during a translation, I can simply uncheck initial or final block, and I can repeat the same test. And this time, I don't get the initial block file. However, as soon as I stop, my certificate page is entered into the document at the end since I still had final block checked. If I uncheck both initial and final block and repeat the same test, I do not get an initial block at the beginning of my translation, and when I stop it, I do not get a final block at the end of my translation. But to turn them back on, all I have to do is return to Translate Notes, under Production, Translate, or I can press Alt-T, or hit the Translate button on the toolbar. I'll simply check initial and final block again, and I'll repeat the test translation. And as soon as I begin writing, I get my initial block file for my title page, and if I allow it to write a little bit, and then press stop, and scroll down, I see that my certificate page is also listed here automatically for me. And so if you typically want to use the same initial and final block file on all of your translations, you can simply press Translate Notes or Alt-T, click the initial block to select a block file to come up at the beginning of your translation, press the final block to select a block file to come up at the end of your translation, and simply check or uncheck the box next to them when you do and don't want to use them. But what happens if you don't want to use initial or final block files at all anymore? Simply hit the initial block button, press cancel, and the file is removed. So even if the checkbox is checked, there's no file selected, and so no initial block file will be included. I can do the same thing with final block. I'll press cancel, and now, although both of these boxes are still checked, since there is no file listed to the right of them, when I repeat the same translation test, I'm not going to get an initial file or a final file. I'll begin my translation, and I don't get a beginning initial block file. And if I stop my translation, I don't get an ending certificate file. And so using the initial and final block feature is easy, customizable, and quick to turn on and off in any way that you need to. This can be a great time saver that will help ensure that all of your most important blank fields are in your document ready to be filled in every time. As a reminder, Advantage Software offers anytime support. Tech support can be reached with any question, anytime, including weekends and holidays, at 772-288-3266. Email support is also available at support@eclipsecat.com. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so that you'll be notified when we publish new content in the future. Thank you so much and have a great day.